Thank you, Chairperson. I'll try to spread the time. There's a whole lot that requires more than just this conversation, which wouldn't be the case if both DDGs, Zungu and Fuchane, had the stern hands of intervention within the institutions that have brought her here today. That is my honest observation. You both know that the sectors that you're responsible for have a plethora of challenges. It's a Mickey Mouse clubhouse all around. But then the institutions that you're supposed to guide and discipline and lead will certainly not get you the results that their constituents depend on, because yourselves are compromised as far as the respect that they can afford you. Because gumnandi kwadihed, and that's a fact, Mamfuchan. If you are going to, it's like when there's a family meeting, and in a family meeting, umalume or rangwane is expected to give guidance to the children within the family. But the children are sitting there knowing skeletons gamalumu ukuthi kodwa wena malumu ngeke uzusitshele lutho ngoba siyakwazela nawe ukuthi wenzeni. It's a principle argument across board. The same principle applies when, apart from umalume that is delegated the responsibility by ubamkhulu, na ubamkhulu kuningi. I don't need to be direct. You hear exactly what I am saying. And so my plea to you is for you to yourselves introspect in all honesty, before you can expect the leadership of both the CET and the TVETs Babzungu to do their jobs, because ngeke baze bawenza umsebenzi wabo ngoba bazi ukuthi vele kumnandi siyadlala singabangani bonke vele siphusha le shandies sonke. Ngifuna ukwazi mam TVET college principal, ama GBV statistics when ungabonile. There's an incident that occurred at Qadi campus that involved a staff on staff. I think it was in 2023. Yama pliers. What was the resolution of disciplinary lap? Iphelele kuphi leyo case?
Okay, no, thank you. The disciplinary process took place, and the outcome was that the employee was dismissed and appealed, and the appeals outcome also affirmed the dismissal.
Okay. So, and then the victim, are they still in the institution?
Yes.
Okay. Kulungileg. I want to discuss your pass rates versus your throughput rates. When you look at the information that you've given us, your pass rates generally, they look great. Well, not so great, but you're able to produce you're able to produce pass rates that are consistent for other offerings, but ER191ES in particular is on a decline. It's regressing. Why is that the case?
There is a challenge with the engineering report 191, especially this year, but previous years it was better. And I think the problem is those red subjects, most of them, they fall under engineering. And that is why we took the decision to mitigate that. We have the student camps as well as these Saturday classes. It is based on those results that we are having. Then we support the lecturers so that they will be able to put more effort in ensuring that.
So is the problem the students' are cognitive functions, or is it the capacity of your lecturers?
I would say is the both, because other students, when they come with somehow poor in terms of engineering subjects since they start to do them here. So that is why we try and push now, because if you look at it, those results, when we had report 190, it was better. Now we have to support with PLP so that those students will have a bridging course, but not all of them come into that program. We also accept those who just come from a school, and then we deal with that.
So I need you to look into, and this is something that can be copied across board, Babsungu. It is a known fact, Uguti, if people went from high school outside of that field, bottom line is they're going to struggle. So what you need to do is to find a bridge orientation, because a QCTO gives you it, but the bridging of the gap between what QCTO says and what DBE gives you, across board, Babzungu, you need to be able to get that startup to make sure that you're able to ukuthola lama results as well for now, or for the students. But number two, for Otisha, you need to have an ongoing competence workshop and capacitation programs so that you're able to increase the quality of your staff component, which will trickle down to lama results for now. That's my advice to you, for you to look at as a cross-sector thing. But beyond that, my worry, Mina, is you have the success rates that you have, but your throughput rate is very poor. Because even outside of lay engineering, across all your offerings, you will have 89%, 84%, but that means nothing if your throughput rate is at 21%, 16%. Because then it means the quality of delivery, you're judging nominal performance, but not real performance. The quality of delivery, you're judging nominal performance, but not real performance. You can't say the reason is dropout, because in your presentation, you're focusing on it dropout for less than 10% of the reality. So for the rest of the 90%, what is your problem? It again takes me back to the bridging the gap between the quality of your staff. Noma kuthiwani, even if you can have ama students who are interested in ukufunda, if othisha are poor and othisha can only capacitate themselves if you give them the tools to increase the quality that they are supposed to. Can we have a breakdown of your infrastructure projects, ne? I want you to, with all infrastructure projects, the cost of each infrastructure project, the duration, nama contractors who are responsible for each and every project. Just give us all those in writing. Babzungu, no Mamfuchane, the both of you have issues with AMA certifications that are a backlog. This is an across the year situation. You have previously communicated to Parliament that you are in a process of ukulungisa lokho sikuphi.
No, thank you, Honorable Khakhau. Indeed, we have indicated that we are resolving. We are processing some of the outstanding, and we've requested college to send us all of those lists. And as we speak, I think this college did send a list last week. which we have given them a feedback on each one of those individual cases where we could find that even ID numbers of the students were also incorrect, and we've sent some of those. So we are busy processing those at the moment, Honorable Khakhau.
Do you have a target of 100% catch-up date? Do you know what's it, by the 15th of October we're supposed to be here? How do you trace your...
We are tracing that indeed. We were given marching orders by yourselves, but also by our minister to say we need to close this before end of this academic year, all of the outstanding cases. And where we are struggling to get information, we communicate that, but we request colleges as well to send us in detail in terms of because the system is a program in terms of ID numbers of students. So we've requested that by end of this academic year we should have, so that when it comes next year we don't have such backlogs.
I again, this 12 minutes is very little, but ma'am, this is my advice, because the answer, I'm not going to ask you. Lento would say there's no Wi-Fi infrastructure. This is not a case that should go to a tender. You don't need a tender for Wi-Fi infrastructure. The reason why this institution, your institution, CET, is so corrupt is because of the nature of before we do anything. Infrastructure, your Wi-Fi, mamfuchan, you can go at any communications place, manj, and walk out with extender, router, nane, and they just install you within a day. There's no need for you to go get a tender for you to get Wi-Fi at different hotspots. It's as simple as that. And none is your responsibility to be able to see and advise. Ukuthi akuna Wi-Fi why kumele tender. Kumele ukuthi ukudliwe, akumelwanga ukuthi izinto zisheshe zisebenzele ingane. The last one, Sivu, Nesfas. Each and every district and province has ama service regional managers or ama service track. Angazi ukuthi service ban that term. It is a problem that you must wait to come here to this meeting to hear ngabafundi ukuthi they are student accommodation beds or providers that are not up to scratch, because they report to you. Equally, you are supposed to have a system that says every month or at least quarterly, there's an assessment of student accommodation providers that are problematic. You are able to fast track and not have to wait here. And every meeting must ask SRC to give us the list of student of accreditation or student beds that are not according to standards, as if you don't have an employee that reports to you that is supposed to already give you the statistics that you're supposed to fast track and fix. The fact that we must wait here, Chairperson, and wait for students every time to give us information that NSFAS pays somebody to do is problematic. But okay, well, that's 12 minutes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
No, thanks a lot.
Just before, I was trying to, you said they must give you what in writing? Just give a...
So in writing, I asked them to give me, so of the infrastructure projects that they're busy with. So I need a table, infrastructure project 1, this is it, this is the cost, this is the duration, so inception to estimated conclusion, and the contractor responsible for Leon.
Thank you, Chair.
Nothing. Sure, I would do honestly.